Hello and welcome to the Guild Ball British Championship here on twitch.tv/Steamforged.
So here we are. We have the first game going. We have Engineers versus Morticians.
Yep.
Jonathan Cannon versus John Layfield.
Yep.
Probably introduce ourselves. I'm Alex.
I'm Jamie. And, well, good start to the day. The Farmers Guild are on sale for pre-release for this event. And one person has been a big, brave boy.
One big, brave boy.
Decided to use them at the event, and that is Mr. Quinn Duggan.
So, obviously, those of you that are aware of how sort of organised playing Guild Ball works, you're allowed 10 players in a normal roster. With them being released today, including their union support in Grace and Benediction, you're only allowed 7. You've only got 7 players accessible to you, so very brave.
Yeah.
But I respect it. I hope we can get them on the stream.
Oh, it'd be awesome to see them on stream.
We'll be doing this the same as we did last time.
Yeah.
We will, for the first day today, we will choose the teams that are going on to get a nice variation. And then after that, tomorrow, get serious. And then it'll be whoever is drawn on the top table will be playing on the top table.
So a few stats for the event whilst everyone's getting set up in the hall. Just going to grab my laptop here. Stats. We've got a good spread of teams.
It is. It's a nice spread. There's a lot more butchers than I was expecting to see.
Yeah. So we've got 11 butchers players, 9 masons, 8 union, 8 hunters, big surge for them with the recent errata changes to Theron, 7 morticians, 7 fishermen, 5 alchemists, 5 engineers, 4 brewers, and 1 farmer player, like Quinn Duggan.
So something I find super interesting about that, or potentially super interesting about that, is going to be that split on the hunters, who they're playing. I mean, obviously they've got access to 10 players. We're probably going to see both captains taken.
Oh,
which,
for sure now, yes.
With the errata, that's kind of a big deal. You wouldn't have previously seen. Maybe you see one person that wants to champion Theron, but of those 8, that would be probably 8 Scartha players, or maybe one that has both. I'm intrigued to see what the split of those players going out with the errata. I'd say that's probably the biggest affected player in this errata.
Oh, for sure, I mean, we've seen on the internet the backlash of Perkins being Negan and donk. But if you really look at it, Midas once per turn on Laura Gold doesn't make a huge difference.
No.
He lost 1 armor with his heroic. That's the only change there, besides losing Super Shot. Shark lost the ability to ruin everyone's games for them, which isn't a bad change.
No, not
Harry lost Crazy. It's just a static Sack 5 now, which is...
So he's just altered to make him more, I guess, consistent at doing what he was always intended to do. He was intended to be that setup piece. He was doing far more than just setting up. He was also knocking down. So, it's a good change. Another interesting one will be to see if we finally see Corsair rise to the top. So Corsair has always been, in my opinion, a fantastic captain. I genuinely think he has one of the best playbooks in the game. He's very underrated as a captain.
Yeah, well, he's got that Brewer playbook, hasn't he?
It's kind of overshadowed by Shark often. And people seem to be, after the errata, immediately going, oh, Shark is so much worse than Corsair now. I'm intrigued to see how that pans out as to whether you see this higher representation of Corsair and see how that plays out. So there's some super interesting stuff that comes in from that. The next one, this is, I've saved the best till last. 5 Alchemist players. 9 Masons. 9 Masons.
9 Masons players.
Another big one. Are they going to be Hammer? Are they going to be Honor? Are they going both? They're relatively interchangeable 10s.
Yeah, so they previously, I think it's fair to say, Honor was the best choice.
She's secretly OP.
Yeah, secretly OP.
Secretly OP.
Speaking of that, Union are also up there now as well.
Right.
But yeah, so Honor was just the safe choice in nearly every matchup. Now, with Hammer's change to his Legendary, it's a bit more easier to access. And oh, thank you. A bit more easy to access, and there's so much flexibility now in that guild that previously you had to still spend the influence to get the abilities, which was a little bit like, I don't want all these characters spending their influence. Now they just get it and they can go, right, we're going to score this turn, we're going to kill this turn.
So the one that comes in super interesting with the Masons is they have some almost built-in restrictions to your roster and sort of lineups because of the amount of synergy across pairs of players. So you have obviously the Honor and Marbles, which is a big one, but then you've got Brick with Marbles, and it's sort of the layering of effects, obviously, Harmony, and it was often hard to write a roster of 10 where you included Hammer and managed to keep that a nice balanced lineup where you could always use all your players.
Yep.
Now I think the changes make that though the restrictions aren't lifted, you have a lot more freedom with how you build your teams.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see how that happens. And I guess the other interesting thing out of this lineup is, of those Union players,
I was going to say,
how many captains are they taking?
I was going to say, speaking of Union players, probably the biggest change, Avarice and Greed.
Avarice and Greed.
Full rewrite. How could we not mention Avarice and Greed?
I mean, you don't need to mention Avarice and Greed. It's right, no one will take them now, right? That's how that works.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. They got hit in the head.
Yep.
Fine.
So their goal scoring capacity taken down a bit.
Hugely, yeah.
Their take-out capacity up.
Up through the roof.
I'm intrigued to see where they fit. And as I said, I'm super intrigued to see how many captains Union players opt for. So when we saw Season Brisket come out, we saw a lot of people commenting about how, quote, fair it is that the Union have a third captain choice.
Yeah.
And as we go forward, I think we've generally seen most Union players stick to just taking two of them. So they still have 3 to choose from, but they only take 2. It's very rare that you will see a Union player take all 3. Because even though the Union are they're so flexible.
Versatile, yeah. But your 3 captains, they hit all 3 points on the sort of scale of players, as it were. Because you've got, at one end you've got football, the other end you've got fighting. You've got Brisket, who's probably not all the way there, but very high up on that end. Bet Rage on the other side, and Blackheart sits pretty squarely in the middle.
Pretty nicely in the middle.
And you kind of think, right, do I want to take the 2 extremes and build players to go into those extremes? Or do I just go, say, Blackheart Rage or Blackheart Football, depending on what I think is going to be at the tournament? And all the players fit into all those captains can...
I think a lot of that comes in. So I think for me personally, the most common one I would go for would be Blackheart Veteran Rage.
Yeah, I would agree.
Veteran Rage can make any Union player very killy. Their playbooks just support it very well. And very often you find you've got a lot more freedom with that roster when you are going in with the players that you want to be able to score goals with Blackheart to support him scoring goals are also more than capable of doing enough damage with Veteran Rage.
Yeah.
One of the other interesting points is they're also one when you're more often than not going to be seeing both mascots.
Yes, I mean, Snake, amazing coin, and then the Turtle just really pushes the team up to 11 when they are clustered up.
And that's one thing that I'm still on the fence about how often that comes up in a roster is how many people take both mascots. Like very often, I think if you think Midas Alchemists, it's usually Naja these days.
Yeah.
If you're taking Smoke, Naja works well with Smoke. Flask's great with her.
Flask,
but when you're looking at a slot, Naja will do.
Yeah. The mascot sort of fits the all-comers list. So for Masons, Marbles just takes that slot because Marbles works with so many of the players.
But
just
you
is strong
turn
as well.
one goals with
but you
Wrecker
lose Rolando.
He's
Rolando.
Just such a good mascot, and it's. I wonder if Hammer coming up might alter how often you see him.
Yep. Similarly, for the Fisherman, you've got Tentacles, who loves with being Corsair, because he gets smothered in 2-inch melees, and then Salt for just general annoyance and ball retrieval.
Yeah. So, on the table, we are seeing some players start to come out.
See what they're saying in chat.
We'll try and dissect what's coming out here. There's definitely, it's a Ballista, Mother. I believe that's Velocity and Harry for the Engineers. And then for the Morticians, I can see Cosset, I can see Graves, I can see Obulus, I can see Dirge, and I can see Silence. So very, I mean, Core 6.
Yeah, the Core 6.
Potential coming out here, because I suspect it's going to be Ghast as the last one.
Obulus. Got Graves.
So, JJ here, Mr. Layfield, is really putting some consideration into this card that comes out. Going over to the players we have, we've got JJ, or John Layfield, on the left of the screen, who's just laid down Colossus. So Colossus is his, I believe, 6th pick, so that's his full roster there. And then we've got Johnny Cannon playing the Morticians on the right. So the players just discussing, me and Jamie discussed this an awful lot on the last bout of commentary we did about the importance of 2-inch melee and trying to maximise the use you get out of those.
Yeah.
And obviously that Morticians lineup, no slouch on
And, yeah,
and it is the gas that I suspected. So 3 2-inch melee players coming out of the Morticians. Yep. I believe just the 2 looking at Harry and Colossus.
That is the Puppet Master box, available to purchase on the new Steamforged store.
Nailed it.
Boom.
Nailed
it. Get that there.
Rigged. So players, this isn't deployment happening here, I don't think. This is just players showing the players that they're using.
I assume
that's going to get confusing.
Yeah, so I assume we've got Ballista, Mother, Colossus,
Harry, Velocity.
Harry, Velocity. Original?
Yes.
Harry. I would assume Hoist probably is in there.
No.
No?
No Hoist. You got Harry.
Okay, Colossus, yeah.
Got Harry the Hat, of course.
Yeah. Let's get the Harry card out. Oh, don't need that Harry card. Got that one. Okie doke.
Players just getting everything nice and tidy, getting ready for round 1 to kick off.
We have been given their plot cards.
Very quiet.
Very quiet.
Super quiet.
Super quietly say what they've got. So
that is the
Morticians player has got man marking, Sikkim, and wingback. JJ has got Who Are You, match fixing, heroic landing.
Obviously, sorry if that was super quiet, but we can't say it too loud because the players are just to our left, and we don't want to shout out who's got what.
Yeah. So Obulus is electing to kick off.
It's Hoist is the final player.
Hoist is the final player, so I thought so. It would make it silly not to take him.
I know. So I'm going to leave Jamie to give you some wonderful colour commentary while I note down who the players are so we can help keep track of health and whatnot.
So, guys in chat, we can have a look at you there, catch up since we were last in chat. Did Quinn get them painted up? For the Farmers Guild, no, he did not. He's used them out of the box because that is what you can use at organised play events. If we release a model, pre-release a model, you don't need to get it painted. You can just use it as it is out the blister or the box. How many Butchers players are Ox and Fillet though? I do not know. Yeah, obviously they've got the option for dual captain, and with the changes to Ox, which are beautiful, I love seeing him being the murder machine he's meant to be. We'll see how that goes. Which Graves is he using? It is the original Graves, so the one from the core 6 players from the Puppet Master.
The super secret goal threat that is.
We're on the front page of Beasts of War. Please don't swear. We will do our
will not swear.
best. No, we won't swear. We're not Matt Hart.
Ooh, shots fired.
Shots fired. And I'm pretty sure he
can't. I don't think he's got a leg to stand on if he wants to moan about that one.
No, he does not. Fantastic. Right, Alex, they're writing down. We see the kickoff from Obulus there, just teetering over the middle of the line. And I reckon we'll see JJ use Mother to go collect the ball with the web markers and teleport around, do some shenanigans, pass the ball off to somebody.
I'm intrigued to see if Johnny's hoping to hit that bit of terrain to make the ball stop.
Yeah. So he needs probably a 1 or a 2. It's going in the 5, 4 inches.
Interestingly,
we do have dice trays. They are on the reverse side. The camera's flipped them, so we can't do anything about that.
And unfortunately, despite we had a lot of really good feedback, which we would also welcome anyone that has feedback about the stream and ways we can improve it. The big one was, can we see the dice being rolled?
Yeah.
It's just too in the way that we have to get the setup in and get everything going. There is no way that we can get that working where it's big enough on the screen that players can definitely see what's going on. Like in an ideal world, you'd have almost like a green screen set up in the bottom corner so people can just see the dice being rolled. But unfortunately, you'll have to deal with us telling you what they've rolled and what results we're expecting.
We do have access to see the dice on screen, however we have to cut away from the action. So chances are, if you ever see dice being rolled, it'll be for shots on goal, important rolls, and we will dictate to you what is happening on the pitch. Let's say Shark was to make a 6 influence activation and needed to dodge certain things, and we wanted to see the results he got. We will show you the dice, and we will explain to you what results he's taken. Kickoff scatter is good for Johnny there. dropping.
It's kind of exactly what he wanted. I suspected that's what he was going for. I almost felt for a second that it was actually a deployment mistake from Johnny's part. Obviously, looking at the way that piece of terrain is sitting, if he was to have Obulus a bit further down the pitch, then he's got more of that wall to reliably hit. If that ball is slightly down from where he is as you look at the camera.
Yeah.
But he got the luck he was after. He gets the ball nice and deep, so something has to be committed to jump down there. Apart from, Mother doesn't, because
Mother just jumps.
Web slinging is a thing.
To the guys in chat who are asking about lighting, we can't change anything at the moment as we are in the middle of the game. We will look into it for the next game, though, so just bear with us for this one. We'll have a look-see. Yeah. Influence there being allocated. I expect to see a big old stack on Obulus. I think we've put about 6 on him, maybe there.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to overcommit too early.
You show your hand a little bit, don't you? If you put 6 or 7, is it 7 Obulus takes?
7 now.
7.
7.
If you do put that big stack on him, you sort of show your hand that I'm going to have an Obulus turn.
No.
What can you do to stop that? Hey, look at that!
Shifting it around.
We sorted it.
Shifting it over to Gus, so I think he's going to be looking for a hook in with a Puppet Master. Gast go in, set him up, Cosset and Graves go in, tear him down.
Yeah.
Would be my guess, but he really doesn't have to commit very deep.
No. So JJ there, doing what I expected him to do. Pop down a nest marker, place it within 4 inches. It is. Nest marker, webbing spent to
Hooks
pull
the
ball back to his own. Not even moved yet. Decent kick, 2-4 kick on Mother.
I believe 2-4, looking for the pass to Harry. Rolls the dice.
Misses.
And he misses it, so... yeah, that's
and
less
that's where the
than
ball
ideal.
scatters to. 1-1. So lands on Harry anyway.
Rolling super hot.
4 dice, not a single 3.
Yep.
Mother there just making a base move forwards. 5 or 4 inches. 5 inches into cover. Keeping safe. Not that you really want to go after Mother anyway.
Mother's one of those mascots that is just such a commitment to go for what it's worth.
Yeah.
You're just never going to see it, which just means that it enables you to be so sort of active, I guess, with her as a mascot. You don't have to sit back. She can just... I say she. It's a robot.
Yeah.
With a name like Mother.
I mean,
my mother's a she, so I'm assuming it's a she.
Yeah, the card says Mechanica. Has no
gender.
No gender.
Did I just assume a gender?
Oof, of a robot. How dare you?
I know. Shameful.
What would Perkins say? So we saw the Colossus there moving up and Dirge moving into cover. Colossus obviously light-footed, so ignoring that rough ground. And proxy base is coming out. Johnny said he has been playing a lot of X-Wing recently.
Right.
So we need to watch his movement, making sure he doesn't hop onto the other end of the templates.
Right,
rather than
yep. I'm intrigued. I'm interested to see. And there is no insult intended here.
Yeah.
Such clean play.
Yeah.
So early in the day, round 1, I get.
Sure.
There is a lot on the line with this event.
If you win this event, you go to SteamCon USA in Chicago.
So it's a
flight and hotel paid for.
I believe so.
So
not much of a prize if you have to pay yourself.
No. Oh yeah, you can come over if you pay for everything.
Yep.
So big kudos to whoever wins this and a big prize. So I imagine our final game will be quite a tense game.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to put sort of a monetary figure on it, you could easily put that into the into the thousands.
Yeah, it's thousands.
See a fiery blast coming down here from Silence.
Though I don't know if you know, I couldn't tell you what you win for winning the World Championship outside of a fancy trophy.
Well, you get yourself in the story, don't you?
Ah.
The final game, the World Championship final, gets made into a story by Sherwin.
Got you. Okay.
As we saw in the Obulus fluff of Season 3, where we have Obulus
playing
a game against himself, where we've got Jordan versus Tim. We've got this very calculating Obulus on one side, and then a misty, unknown character on the other side.
So that's a pass from Harry to Ballista there, and I believe he's going to take the free 4-inch dodge, but I'm not. I don't think he is because he's wise to the Puppet Master.
Yeah, if you jump forwards too
I
far,
wonder if he's going to jump back.
Possibly. I think he's just taking the momentum. I know he gets to dodge for free. I think he should use it if it's free, but we shall see. Someone in the comments saying, Johnny Cannon, what a name. Great name.
It's a pretty great name.
It is kind of like those sort of like 80s action hero, Johnny Cannon.
I actually think Ronan's misspelled it as well. I think it's IE, not Y. Ronan, fix that. Fix that.
Fix that now. We got 66 people watching. I'm pretty happy with that for a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Nice work, everybody.
And while the game's quiet, we can do a nice quick shout out to Ronan, the man in the background. He never gets any love. No. You never see him. We wish we never saw him.
He's been running around this morning trying to fix everything. As soon as you fix one thing, the next thing breaks. The next thing breaks. Whilst we've been sat here going, oh, this is a nice coffee.
Go get some coffee.
Yeah, just chill out, relax.
So yeah, we'll start the day with a nice shout out to Ronan.
We get the glory.
We get all the glory. Well, you get all the glory.
Yeah. Oh, everyone said Alex is good. We're a good double team, they said.
Yay.
Yay. We're going to steal you away from that dev team.
No.
Sure. No?
No, maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
So
it's 7 p.m. over in Oz from the guys watching. Oh, perfect time. You've got all evening.
Prime time.
Get some tinnies.
TV.
Yeah. Tinnies TV. Cheating there.
How many people are watching this on like their main TV in the lounge? Like how many have commandeered the living room?
Yeah.
Sit, do a bit of hobbying in front of the TV, get some Guild Ball on the go.
Is it a PS4 that have Twitch? You can watch it.
Yeah, I think they both do now.
Both do.
Twitch is everywhere, right?
Yeah. Watching Guild Ball on the TV in my pants from Le Montramphus. Nice.
Amazing. Do you have cereal? That's the dream.
Do you have cereal as well?
That's the dream. Sitting in your pants eating cereal. Well, anything. Yeah. Just that is the dream. Sit in your pants.
What's your favourite cereal?
Ooh. There's a weird one that I don't know what it's called, but it's basically like some hazelnutty chocolate stuff in a weird wheaty parcel thing.
Oh, I know.
I have no idea what they're called. Pretty top tier.
Oh, just going back to the game. Sorry, that is what we're here to do. Commentate on the game, and we saw Ballista there just throw a deadbolt out at Obulus, successfully hitting.
Definitely hit with a vengeance.
I believe he bonus timed it as well to make certain. Rolling three dice there.
Rolled. Back he goes and down he goes.
And then with the momentum generated from the pass and the momentous inspiration hit, he is cleared burning from Mother.
So it's a funny thing when you tended to look at Engineers sort of Season 1, Season 2.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the most defensive teams.
Yes.
They just hunkered down.
Stopped you from engaging them.
Very forward play from JJ with his Engineers here. Like,
well, get Ballista into combat. Like get him punching things, and he will. I say
revised. I mean, his playbooks existed as it is for a while now, but it is still new.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hurts, and with that ability to reliably knock you down, relatively reliably knock you down before going in,
and generating that point momentum,
removing any ability to get any counterplay going before he goes in. He hurts.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, he's not in this list, but if we have Ratchet to tool him up.
Yep.
Then he can just go in and delete a player pretty reliably, having 2 momentous damage on 3 hits. If they're knocked down with Tac 6, maybe a crowd out from Harry, you can very reliably expect to get that. And with the 2-inch push on that, push them into more engagements. When tooled up, that's 3 momentous damage on 3 hits. Yep. That's pretty tasty. That's Ox level of damage.
Interesting to see no Ratchet.
Yeah.
He's one that I find very hard to not take, especially when I've got Hoist.
Yep.
Having that ability to copy tooled up or copy any variety of the stuff he brings.
Yeah.
You can always have a relatively damage in turn 1.
Yeah.
Where you true rep tooled up, then tool up Ratchet when he's loaded up, and then you drop the bombs.
Yeah.
And he's one. Engineers for me are up there probably alongside Masons, where I find the lineups very hard to choose.
Yeah.
In terms of who to take, who not to take.
See Obulus there. Should I like back into range of 8 inches? Sacrificed his movement to stand up and spending 4 to Puppet Master Ballista.
Puppet Master
successful.
Nails it as you'd expect at 3s.
3s to hit with 4 dice. It's very reliable.
And is he going to wander him into the fire?
Possibly. I mean, you've got 5-inch jog.
And he is, wandering him into the fire.
So
as soon as he hits it, he'll stop.
Hitting the fire will be the last thing he wants him to do.
Yep.
So
what's the damage on Deadbolt?
Deadbolt, it is, I believe, 3. Yeah, 3 damage. Yeah, you suffer a 2-inch push up directly away, so Shadowlight takes him immediately back into range. And with the last ones, he's stuck confidence. Can't see on who. Oh, Cosset.
Big charge.
Yeah. a confidence charge from Cosset is horrible.
Yeah, it's never nice.
On a Def 3 model that's probably going to be on Def 2.
On the floor.
They'll be on the
and
floor.
And there's going to be some crowd outs in there, yeah.
Shame Dirge isn't free yet to go.
Bit of tingled out action.
Yeah, or singled out, or just assist. Oh, assist's now changed for Dirge, hasn't it? It doesn't have to be engaging the model anymore, I don't think. Or does it? What's the order of things? How did it go?
They do have
to
be
engage.
Yeah,
it used to be attack support when you were within 4 inches, you got it. Oh, hot dice. So that was a pass there to Blister.
And just sending him back again.
Within 4 inches of Harry, free dodge 4 inches away. John there obviously spotting the confidence Cosset charge coming in to delete his captain.
A lot of play, counterplay.
Yep.
It's interesting that, for me, that Johnny opted for the hook Ballista in rather than just Puppet Master Cosset forward.
Yeah, I mean, if you push her forward, you then have the team to choose from.
It's partly that, and there's nothing at the point of the activations where they are. There's kind of nothing.
Killy to go in and take her away.
At best, John can take one of those players back, so probably to Blister, and then that forces John's forward line backwards.
Yeah.
Helps get a bit more table control. I'm not sure if going for the hook on Ballista was the right call there.
So what we saw then from Johnny was just a sprint, gassed up, but unfortunately nothing in range to punch, so that confidence wasted, and 3 influence gone as well.
Very cagey game 1. Very cagey.
Yeah. Comments saying that dice cam is sexy. Glad you're enjoying it. It is going to be a lot of work for our
poor
Ronan
over
there to try and catch the important dice rolls. So apologies in advance when he misses them. And he's laughing currently because he knows he will.
The height of professionalism.
Yeah.
What was the tagline from last time we did this? High quality play, low quality commentary.
Top tier gaming, low tier or scrub tier commentary or something.
Sounds about right.
So, plays it. So Cosset left to go. Velocity there, sprinting out, nimbling up. Cosset dropping just short of the fire into cover to set up for next turn. And I believe it's 1 momentum up to JJ. Dice roll. Have a look, see. So JJ's going to be rolling in from the right-hand side. It's going to be weird and flip it.
Oh, 'cause it's backwards.
Yep. And JJ takes it. JJ elects to go first. And let's see how it all works out.
This is... I mean, the battle line is drawn.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. Like,
yeah.
Having the first turn is obviously such a boon. I'm assuming we're going to see a Ballista goal.
Yeah, he's got the ball, so... I mean, Ballista then takes 1 from burning, because that wasn't cleared. He just dodged him away.
Yes, Ballista will take 1 from burning, so he'll be on 17 health. Well spotted. I'm just curious, so
yeah, we can see the breach coming here. Breach! So Johnny there just checking whether the ball path will hit 2 players to knock them down, and it's 1 or 2. And his choice is Cosset or Obulus. Who do you go for?
Probably Obulus, because I think Cosset's probably going to be on the floor anyway.
Yeah, from a deadbolt.
Likely, yeah.
I mean, the legendary doesn't cost influence to make the shot, does it? Yeah, you make a kick without spending influence. So we've got a 6 influence potential activation.
So I think he's going to go for a deadbolt on Cosset, leave her standing where she is.
Yeah.
I'm assuming go in, punch her a bit to get some momentum.
Yep.
And then go for the shot.
At the
so
very
it
end.
Goes over Obulus.
Knock him down.
Knock him down also.
Yeah,
I
agree.
My assumption. I know how this game works.
Yeah, we remember. I mean, he is on fire, isn't he? So his movement reduced down to, what, 6 inches, 7 inches? That's easy in.
Yeah.
But it won't be a jog, though. It'll be a charge, but I think that's fine.
Protection from the melee zone's not quite there from the Morticians, just a bit short. JJ just trying to plan out the amount of it. Obviously, when you're going for a turn 1 goal...
Yeah, well, first activation goal.
First activation goal. It's a weird one where you want to try and work out the most efficient way, because you don't want to leave yourself super short for the rest of the turn.
No.
You want to obviously get the best momentum to influence transfer rate you can possibly get, because you know you're going to be spending some when you take that shot. But you don't want to front load too heavily.
No.
I mean, the Morticians, when you look across at a team with sort of 12, 13 influence,
yeah,
and then you look at yours with 11, having just spent 6, and you realise that you got 4 VPs, but I have 5 influence for the rest of this, and they've got significantly more.
And complete control.
You've got to try and ride that out.
Yeah.
And obviously, you do have the boon of getting the extra influence the next turn, and you have to kind of stick to that. But I'm intrigued because JJ was quite forward. He's left Johnny's options so open for what he wants to do. I'm assuming Ballista will go for a dodge back if he gets the goal.
From there, well, the thing is, Cosset's health is
so Cosset's
12 with a charge in. You can quite comfortably hit that 2 momentous. He's probably not going to kill her.
No, I'm pretty sure he can't kill her because I think he's got a deadbolt her first.
Yes,
he's got a deadbolt her first. Guarantees that momentum. So if everything goes horribly wrong, you at least have the momentum for the shot because obviously. Shot from, 10 inches out?
Yeah.
It's like basically the halfway line. You can score relatively safely.
Yeah. See there, Johnny just putting down his influence. Obviously, interesting from JJ, we've got one on Colossus because of wingback.
Yep.
Huge base makes it nice and easy to keep within 8 inches of the board edge, have a huge impact on the game still because of your 2-inch melee and long legs.
There are so many hard-to-kill players in that Engineers lineup.
Velocity, difficult. Colossus, difficult. Hoist, difficult.
Impossible. No, that's not the Hoist is impossible. It's not difficult. It's impossible.
Harry's probably your target for takeouts because he's.
I think Harry's always been a relatively squishy target. It's the psychological thing of rising anger. But yeah, the only model that you can reliably get
goes down easily. I mean, and that's obviously with the team selection that JJ's gone for. He knows that Morticians don't tend to win with 3 goals. They win with 2 and 2 or 4 and 1.
Yep.
And he's denying him that. Or not denying him that, making it very difficult for the.
He's making it so he has to commit. I mean, we were just talking about that. You look at a team that has 12 influence when you've just spent 6.
Yeah, spend all that 12.
Spending that 12, killing 1 player on
making Hoist reanimate.
On a turn where you're up, where you've just scored, you're probably pretty happy with that trade, though.
Oh, we went straight for the charge.
He's gone in.
He's gone in and he's wrapped.
He's managed to get a wrap.
JJ, they're saying that's unusual and appreciated.
At least there's no 6s. Like it's not like a.
No, it's like a big spike.
Yeah.
So he's taken 3 momentous damage with the push, and with the wrap, he can't tackle, so he's doing 1 damage. Lineups again.
So the lineups: JJ using Ballista, Mother, Hoist, Velocity, Colossus, and Harry, and Johnny using Obulus, Dirge, Graves, Cosset, Ghast, and Silence. And what are those 6 Morticians players available in, Jamie?
Oh, the Puppet Master.
The Puppet Master starter box.
Starter box.
Mortician starter box.
£50. We saw a bonus time Deadbolt, 3 damage from Deadbolt.
So if my maths is right, that's Cosset on 6 health. Oh, it's Obulus that was on.
Obulus got deadbolted. Yeah. Not going for the takeout goal, but just ruining plans.
I mean, Obulus is on 8 health. Like he's
second winded himself, which is a nice little idea to get out of dodge.
There he goes for Breach.
Using a legendary play, Breach. Board ice kick, shot and goal.
Big roll. If this misses, this is horrendous.
Yeah.
This is like everything gone as wrong as it possibly could, but it doesn't.
There you go. Goal.
Just
about. 1's all you need. That's dice efficiency. That
is efficiency. May as well have just rolled 1, right?
Yep.
So he is 4-inch dodging and then second winding, so going as far back as he can.
7 inches back. He's on fire, so second wind not as useful, and he's not cleared conditions. So they're electing to take the 4-inch dodge to make sure he gets as far back as physically possible.
Back into the protective bosom of Harry. He's going over where the damage isn't.
Yeah. So JJ, they're saying he wants to get away from that clown Obulus as far away as possible. Gonna be difficult though. It is Obulus.
Into the protective bosom of Harry. Yeah. Called it.
A 4-inch dodge and then 3-inch second wind, bringing him right back. So, 4-0 to John Layfield.
Very slow game. It's very ploddy. And this is one where, looking at the lineups, I'm not certain that picks up.
No.
Like, it's a weird one. I'm not
both these teams
sure.
happy to grind out, like, sort of the almost 10-0 win.
Yep.
10-2, 10-4 win.
Before the question comes in, there's 1 hour and 25 minutes left on the round clock.
Oh,
round clock is 150.
Yep.
So about 25 minutes
25 minutes in.
So I would assume that's probably around 10 minutes down on each player, something around that. We can't, though there is a clock when we pop up the dice tray, we cannot see what that thing says.
The light isn't shining on it, so we can see it. Obviously, the players can. That's what matters most. You see there, it's black.
So I can kind of hazard a guess from what they are on the round clock, but unfortunately can't do any better than that until we get a chance to sort the lighting, which we will do.
Yeah, we'll do that. Slow game at start of turn 2. Yes, it is. That was the first activation of turn 2, and now obviously we go back to Johnny with the Morticians, a very thinking-heavy team. Well, both are, really.
Yeah, they're both very... None of them have... I mean, obviously you've got Obulus, who is a superstar, but there is no sort of... There is no player that can go in and do what they want to do with zero setup. There's so much inter-synergy between various players.
Oh, I think we're going to see a gas charge with the hopes of unmasking on everybody's face.
I don't know. I don't know how likely that is. I think it's a big ask.
You reckon?
Yep.
Attack 10 down to probably 9 because of Harry. Hitting defense 3-on-1.
But I don't, by big ask was the wrong phrase entirely. I don't know what the big gain from that is. Yeah. I mean, yes, it's damage on multiple players.
Yeah.
But you fed them Ghast.
And you get 2 momentum for hitting Harry, and I guess you then start focusing.
You want the reposition. You don't want to shove them further away because that's what they kind of want to a degree.
I mean, really, what you probably want is charge down past that wall. If you were really set on going with Ghast right now, which you probably don't need to do, charge down past the wall, hit Harry, send him 4 inches towards the team, force the activation from Harry to go next.
Where did the kickoff go?
Kickoff.
Where did the ball end after the kickoff?
Was
the ball kicked back out?
Right now.
I can't see it.
Classic Guild ball. It went to... Oh, here it is. Down on the...
So for me here, there's no... I don't think there's any influence on silence. I'd be looking for like the bonus timed tucked on velocity. She's got 4 influence. Make her go when she definitely can't score.
Yeah. So we saw that gas charge in on looking for 3s and 1, and 1 misses. 1 armor. Whew. So gives him a wrap. I think he defends. The wrap of 1 does nothing because tough hide, but he chooses momentous unmasking, and that would be 3 damage to everybody, 2 to Ballista because of tough hide. And JJ gains 2 momentum. Is it like Vengeance from Dryce? Is it like Vengeance? First day with random tables, game day 2 top tables.
Words are hard, guys.
Oh, words are really difficult this early in the morning, aren't they? Yes, it was like Vengeance. We're going to have interesting matchups on day 1.
Yeah, try and get the variety. I say a variety. Generally, the plan is breaking the 4th wall.
Yeah.
The plan is to try and pick out the teams that we don't think are likely to be seen so much as you go on to day 2.
Yeah.
With the errata,
we don't know how this.
We don't really know how that's going to go.
No.
So we're just trying to get a nice variety of teams.
Yeah. And then a momentous knockdown from that second result there was what the attack dice were. So that is Ballista knocked down and on fire. This tournament has just over 64 players, so if the pair down wins every game, there will be a 7th round.
Yeah.
So I think it will be wise of us, and comment in chat if this is what you want, if we take the first 3 games of 6 to be picked and interesting ones, and then we'll move on to top table, and if we hit a 7th game, we get the final on there. Chat, how does that sound? So first 3 games picked, next 3 chosen.
Does Hoist have Stoic? Am I making that up?
Does who?
Hoist have Stoic. So Hoist just been shoved back from that unmasking.
No, he doesn't have Stoic. He has Sturdy.
He has Sturdy.
Yeah. Chat would like a prediction. Final 2 teams.
Blackheart Union.
Blackheart Union versus
Corsair Fish.
Corsair Fish in the final. Ooh. James Long, winner of Vengeance, is here using his Alchemists. So I'm going to play the favourites and say James Long in the final with Alchemists versus...
See, Jamie put thought into this. I just went with my gut.
I went with the first bit.
I don't even know if anyone's playing Blackheart Union or Corsair Fish.
Oh, there will be. There will be. Hunters. I want to say Hunters will be in the final with Theron.
Okay. Nope.
Alchemists,
Scartha.
Hunters. You say Scartha?
Well, no, I'm not. I've already said what I said.
You said what your team's going to be. We'll try to get Farmers on there.
Yeah, I think the only real issue we have with that is obviously the fact that they aren't painted, and ideally we want painted stuff on the stream. But we'll see. There'll be plenty of opportunity to see Farmers. I mean, the next time you'll see us streaming is WTC.
Yeah, it's the World Team Championship in September.
I assume you're going to see some Farmers there.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll be painted up. So yeah, Farmers, I think also, since this will be bar sort of proxy games, people will play with them. The first time, I assume Quinn will have used them. It might not be the best viewing experience because it's that whole I'm learning to play this skill, so
yeah.
I'm going to mess up my order of activations until I learn it, and it might not be what we want to watch.
Yep.
So I assume we saw Harry go there, throw out the Molotov.
So cagey.
Cagey.
Garst looks so lost. He's got a headache all the way up the pitch.
Well, he's charged ahead of his team. Fire's been thrown behind him. He's kind of like,
oh dear.
Oh, this
feels not great. Obulus declared as the activation.
Yep.
Spends.
Ball goes his movement to stand up. Oh, just attack the camera. Thanks, Johnny.
It's funny because he rolled his momentum down one. At least that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
But it then said, because we have the player's mic so we can hear what's going up, then he said forego movement, so I couldn't tell you why he's rolled that momentum.
Unless he rolled it back up.
He may have done, yes.
Yes, scrub random, also Quinn. He's the farmer player.
He is the farmer player. The big brave boy.
The bravest. Not the bravest.
They do kind of... It's a weird one with the farmers where it's kind of the blessing and the curse. Like, if you've played some proxy games and you're aware how they work, and you end up against players that have no idea what they do.
Yeah. I think we've seen is that a Puppet Master on Gast? They might be checking line of sight.
So keeping that widget there so that they know where he was.
Yeah, he's... that looks out to me.
Yeah, it's just out to me.
So Obulus there. Obviously, can get into range, but obviously touches fire.
No.
John there saying, I know what you're trying to do. You can get him in range and be out of the fire, so just put him as close as possible, and we know it's in.
And then John is crouching down to check line of sight as the final check. Yep. So that's all the boxes ticked. In range, line of sight, out of fire.
Gonna miss the Puppet Master after all that. Rolls 4 dice, misses it. Puppet Master on Harry. Nah, he gets it.
And brings him wherever he wants. Got 5 inches of movement to send him wherever he wants him.
Chat saying Quinn's been playing the farmers on Vassal, so he's well versed. And Quinn does love his games of Vassal. Harry there getting nice and close in. And he's already activated, so he's pretty stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
That Molotov is real good for blocking out everyone's charge lanes.
From the 2 pieces of terrain surrounding it and the melee zones in that middle bubble, it's shutting down quite a lot of the pitch.
So do you reckon, from where Colossus is to Veteran Graves, that is Colossus' charge?
It's not Veteran Graves, but yeah, probably.
What did I say?
You said Veteran Graves.
Did I?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
10 inches?
He's easily in range. Super
How much
easily
have you
in
had to
range. just mouthwash.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
just all mouthwash. I think it's kind of one of those weird ones that it's kind of masked Obviously,
he always got one influence.
The plot card.
He's just going to sprint forwards and wapow.
Had it not been so early in the morning, I think it's actually a relatively easy read when you look at where he's positioned and the fact he's only got one. But you know,
I guess we missed it at the time, but it's one of those. How did JJ play it off? He's like, oh, I've got one left. I'll just give it to Kloss, just let him sprint up, and then charge. And from where the ball is, you're pretty happy with that because as Johnny's player, from Johnny's side of the pitch.
It's that weird thing, right, where you're playing against Obulus. He obviously has a fantastic legendary.
Yeah.
But the reason it's so good is because it's amazing when you don't, and it's amazing when you do use it. You've got the fear of it coming out throughout the whole turn until Obulus goes, and then when you kind of live in fear of it.
Yeah.
Obulus went relatively early there. Yeah. Didn't, for me, achieve a huge amount. The ball retrieval is non-existent. As far as I can tell, there is no influence on Graves.
No, there's not.
So he goes with that next activation, gets the ball. Johnny has to either commit completely to the wrong side of the table of where he's trying to get all the action going.
Yep.
It seems to be Johnny seems to be leaning straight into this sort of murder ball, scrum in the middle.
The strikers are going on the outside.
It's a hard, I mean, you take out Harry here. Then who? What do you do after that?
What we just saw there with the dice being rolled was a fire blast from Silence, I believe.
Yep.
Must have been. Onto Mother and Harry, hitting Harry but not Mother. So Harry takes 2 points of damage from that. Players there, JJ discussing throwing Hoist in and blocking off the charge lane.
Because he won't die, because he doesn't die. He may as well not have health boxes. He may as well just have a rule that says, don't bother.
Yeah. So Hoist there going in to keep Harry alive and deny those VPs. Yeah, sure, have a bucket of momentum from hitting me, but you've not generated VPs.
And I'm going to have the ball at the end of this turn.
Yeah.
One thing I will touch on quickly while they're just sort of discussing and burning their clock down, I will discuss Vassal super quickly. It's not something that really gets particularly well promoted by us.
Just what came in from the players there was that JJ forgot how far back Hoist had been pushed by the unmasking, so it was in no way
the right
possible
place to go and block that.
Yeah. To go and say about Vassal.
Yeah, it's not something we promote a huge amount, but we do have a really good Vassal module. For those of you watching this or watching it on YouTube that aren't familiar with what Vassal is, it's a program where you can play Guild Ball on a computer.
Yep.
You have little tokens that you move around and all that sort of stuff. It's a lovely module. I've used Vassal for various systems, but the Guild Ball one is fantastic. So yeah, check it out. Just Google Guild Ball Vassal. You'll find everything you need. The community's super friendly. I believe there's a Facebook group for it, and there's definitely a forum for it. On our main forums, there's sort of a sub-forum for it. Check it out if you wish you could get out to play Guild Ball more. Don't have many people in your area.
Yep.
Most people do Skype calls and stuff.
That's what it's brilliant for, is that if you can't get Guild Ball in your local area because your local meta hasn't grown yet or not, then you can use Vassal to play other players and still get games even if you're remote.
Yeah.
What we saw then on the screen, what that template measured, is Velocity has charged in against Silence, who defensive stanced. Velocity got no successes. Sorry, we missed that on the dice cam there. And is now looking at JJ's thinking, should I buy attacks or just acrobatic away and nimble?
Yep.
To go and engage Cosset or engage the bird, someone. So if you can see the little Guild Ball marker at the end of that 8-inch stick, that's where Velocity is.
Yes.
Looks like he's choosing to acrobatic.
Do you think just trying to get into a snapshot, would it just be a nuisance?
Yeah, I mean, if you just get in range.
Oh, going to try and tie Cosset up, so she can't charge for free.
I think Cosset is on the underside of that box and is too far away.
Oh, that's the activation done.
Yeah, that's the activation done. Ending there with Nimble.
I think, judging on what we heard JJ say, where there was a profanity in there, but essentially said that didn't go how he intended. Yeah. He hadn't measured it properly. I think he was potentially looking to try and get Cosset unable to
go and engage Cosset. Yeah,
unable to get her free charge off.
I think he was hoping with the charge 8 dice down to 7. Not a great deal of dice.
Yep.
If he gets a bit lucky, he gets 2. He can double dodge over and then acrobatic into.
Yep.
And if I guess it forces Johnny to spend that momentum to defensive stance. Because if it's on 5s, rolling 7 dice, that's pretty good odds of getting 2. And then Cosset loses a free charge.
Yep. We've had a question from the chat from Dries as to the prediction of our game. Not sure if that's aimed at us, but I'll happily give one.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go to Engineers.
I think Engineers will get it.
And I think that's because Johnny's been sucked into the trap of playing the wrong game. With the lineup that JJ has, I'm not convinced that the way the positional play is going with the Morticians, they have the damage output to get it to a point where they just need a goal to close it out. And with JJ up on the goals, they can't win a straight goal race.
We just saw a plot card get used, Sikkim. Dirge charging in, using 3s and 1.
It's not the best dice roll in the world.
No, but it gets you the singled out. Oh, confidence.
And he did have confidence and gets all of them, so that's 6.
6. Oh, God, that's a triple wrap? 3 wraps. So I meant to single out and then 2 momentous double dodges. 2 momentous double dodges, sorry. Or take damage.
Wonder if you take the damage.
Yep.
Yep. And
Johnny there takes the damage on the wraps. So we saw singled out damage. Just to push it and really.
My maths is correct, and that was at Harry.
Yep.
That is 12 health left on Harry.
Yeah. So Colossus there. We've been told through the
sprinting.
His player cams is sprinting, not using wingback. Maybe he wasn't with an 8. It looked like he was though.
Maybe he's forgotten the plot card.
Maybe. My notes of where.
My notes have run away.
He doesn't have it. That's why. It's
yeah,
Johnny that has it. got my players mixed up. JJ has Who Are You, Match Fixing, and Heroic Landing. What heroics does he have on his team?
It's a very good question.
So,
are there
Ballista, no. Interesting.
Nailed it.
Well done. Well done. I don't understand.
I can only assume you got a really bad draw.
Yeah, well, I guess you take plot cards first, don't you? Then pick team.
Then you pick team. So if you'd had Ratchet, there's...
Ratchet's in there, that's a freebie. Yeah. So I guess there's that thinking to it, but I think...
I mean, I look at those cards and the big ones that I would tend to look for. What each player has them.
Yeah. Oh, this is Cosset charging in.
This is Cosset coming in.
Cosset.
Words are hard, guys. It's early in the morning, early-ish. It's 10:30. It's not early in the morning. That excuse is out the window.
Confidence. Okay, so.
Oh dear.
All the wraps.
Well.
1 wrap. 2 wraps. 3 wraps.
So dead.
She can do it. $12 momentous damage.
So that is 3 momentous damage is all up to 4.
Dirge. So that's 4 momentum and a takeout. So that's 4-2 current scores.
That's a big dead Harry.
That is a very dead Harry.
Comes back with 10 health.
But that's the turn. That is the Mortician's turn done. They have no influence left.
It's a big roll-off. I mean, I'm not 100% certain what the momentum is at. JJ's only got 2.
JJ's got 2.
Tokens.
It will be definitely going to the Morticians.
I think that's a 10, right? It looks like a double.
Well, they just got 4.
Yeah, okay, so it's not a roll-off.
2, 1 from Dirge, 2 from Gast. If they've hurt Gast, I don't think they have, though. There's momentum dripping from the Morticians currently.
It's not going to be a roll.
Yeah. Yeah, Cosset is not in a great place now, but if they go first, she's not engaged. You just get the use out of her.
She has got her 4-inch dodge, right, which they're planning
shadows,
now.
Yeah.
She definitely did some damage.
Yeah.
No, I think she's actually dodging to... Did she dodge, or did she stay put?
I think she stayed still. Does she have that?
I'm pretty sure she does. I might be making
No,
that
back
up.
to the shadows. She doesn't have that. You're crazy. No, she's crazy.
She's.
And she probably did go crazy, so you want to mark the 3 damage.
Did go crazy, yeah. So
what a catch. What a catch. To the guys in chat, my eyes are green, not blue.
Well.
Just noticed all that chat.
Cutting edge commentary.
Yeah. Well, someone said his eyes are blue and glittery like perfect sapphires. That's not right.
No. They're like sewer water.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Danger. So beautiful.
The dream is dead. Oh, dear. So, trying to sort the table out, get rid of all the AoEs, and just nudge all the models around. Doge takes 1 for being on fire. Cosset, I believe, takes 1 for being on fire as well.
She leaves her on 5.
She is
Unless
not.
she's been, I mean, she may have been healed at some point. It'll take us a game to get into the groove.
Yeah.
The tracking of all the damage and stuff will definitely improve as the day goes on. Yeah. Trying to get back into the groove of where we were last time when everything kind of felt very second nature.
Yeah. And Obulus winning the roll-off and choosing to go first.
Yeah.
That makes sense, because you want to get the most you can out of your players before they disappear.
I wonder if he goes for a goal. I'm not really sure what the... I mean, he could probably get Ballista dead.
I think that, depending on where the influence goes.
15
tough
health
hide,
with
tough
tough hide. Probably can't get them dead.
Not in one activation.
No.
Ari there, coming on deep to make sure he doesn't immediately give up 2 more VPs.
Obviously, something needs to happen with that ball, which is what makes me assume that there's going to be an early activation from Obulus, because Colossus will just take the ball and score.
Yeah.
It's just...
Again, no influence on Graves. Graves is a great player to have influence on, because he has tooled up, even if it's just 1.
Yeah, he
goes and stabs someone. And gets
it looks like there is some influence on
damage.
Silence this time, which is...
Well, there was last time as well. There was at least 2.
No, there's no influence on Silence last time, I don't think, unless he used him earlier on and I missed it.
He threw a fiery blast out, so...
Oh, so he did. So he did have the influence to be able to do the...
Tuck door shutout, yeah.
Interesting. It's generally, outside of velocity, it's a pretty easy team to hit that on whoever you want, assuming you bonus time it. So, JJ there just thinking, right, Ballista's safe to tool up, safe to load up with influence, because you've not got tooled up this turn. Cossack cannot cow. They kicked the camera.
Yeah, they've just kicked the camera.
They kicked the camera, now they're apologising.
Yeah,
let it be known.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
And Super Ronan's going to go and
Ronan's
fix it.
going to go sort it out now, because he's a hero. And profanity's being sworn into the mics.
Yeah, lovely.
To try and distract us. Fortunately, we're more professional than that.
Yep.
We just talk about cereal, my eyes. What else was there earlier on? I've forgotten.
But so much top-tier commentary coming out.
Yeah. Time for you all to get seasick, they're saying.
And Johnny is apologising for the technical difficulties.
Because the players are idiots.
He'll be apologising more when we disqualify him.
Yep. Maybe we can do that.
Sure,
you kick the camera, you disqualified.
Disqualified. It's like, it's in the rules.
Chat, do you think that's a fair rule?
Just scribble it in at like the bottom.
Red crayon.
Just red crayon it, yeah.
Yeah.
Kick camera, DQ.
Kick cam. So, Obulus going. Shadow Lake jog 4.
Puppet Master's Graves.
Puppet Master on Graves. Doesn't need to roll any dice, actually, because it is...
But he is rolling the dice for the pass.
Yep.
And he...
Kick 3-6.
Nails it.
Nails it. Could have sworn he's kicked 3.
I thought he was
engaged by Colossus because he didn't want to take point blow.
Yep.
That's right. Pass successful, looking at the 4-inch dodge, and obviously then the legendary to steal that extra momentum, or make an attack.
It's unusual.
What is?
I get the need to move the ball.
Yeah.
Going for the goal feels like a mistake.
Yeah.
You're going to concede another goal. all of your big threats, like Obulus is activated, so many of your players that are decent at holding that ball are now the other side of the engineers lineup.
Yeah.
Your safe places are somewhat limited.
Well, you just punt it back out to Colossus, don't you?
No, I mean, assuming the engineers score again, the Morticians
sorry.
options.
Making attacks against Ballista, I believe.
Yeah.
Takes a momentous 1-inch dodge. I think we'll see this all the way up to the goal and tap in range. And
as you can imagine, JJ shocked by everything that's happening. Wasn't expecting this at all.
Yep. Still in range. Another 1-inch momentous dodge. Checking to see if he can get within 4.
Tap in range.
And yeah, he can easily get within 4. This is now where we see the shot miss and the whole turn just goes to pot.
You're going to... Jamie.
Yes?
You can't just say that every time they go for a shot in the hope you'll be right the one time.
No, because I get it.
You predicting this one?
Legendary?
Are you predicting this one? You think this is the one that misses?
This is the one.
Okay.
Because this game's slow enough already.
Yeah.
But what it needs is a time warp.
Yep, 100%. He goes for the shot.
Is he going to bonus? Or take 2 dice on 3s?
You've got a bonus,
you bonus time it.
You bonus time it with the legendary momentum.
You've just stolen the momentum. You might as well use it. Yep, he is. 3 dice.
3 dice.
Needed 3s.
Nailed it.
Screamer. Gets that momentum back.
I always thought that was a 1.
No, that's the symbol. Trixie symbol.
Trixie symbol. It looked like a 1 to me.
On the other side, the 1 is the exact same symbol.
Oh. That's called a loaded dice.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's a loaded dice. So it's guaranteed to go in there.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Why would you ever call... You knew it was a loaded dice. Why would you make that call?
All 2s.
They're all 2s. The best loaded dice ever.
And then we saw Obulus there take the 4-inch dodge into engagement with Harry so that make sure he's in cover. And if you want to go deal with him, you have to go back.
Yeah.
Personally, I think you jump back into the fray and get your melee zone in there.
So Johnny Cannon on 6 now. So he does momentarily take the lead. I wonder if this significantly speeds up and there's another goal and then another goal, or if JJ takes his time.
JJ there wanted to play match fixing, but it's
and then read it.
Yeah, and then read the card. The opposing player. Cosset to go away next. Go with what?
Goes with Hoist.
I think I think you go with Ballista. You kill Cossack, get yourself to 6.
Well, how much influence was that Obulus activation? 6 or 7?
We saw Puppet Master, so 4.
It was 7.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7 info activation.
You kill Cossack, who I'm assuming has something on her.
At least 1, yeah.
That's so much of that team's influence just gone. Just you kind of had it. It's the complete reverse of what it was at the start of the last turn.
Yeah. It looks like Cossack's got 2 on her. That
I thought it was 2, and then I mean, even if she's been healed, I mean, I've got her down as on 5 health. She may have been healed, which will put her on 9, or she may be on full. Whatever health she's on, the influence allocation of this team can get her dead from 12 health.
Yeah, easily. How long is left on the clocks? We are unaware for this round.
There's 57 minutes left on the round, so there's been a total of 53 minutes gone from this round. I would say, I think JJ's used a bit more than Johnny, so I'd probably say it's like 30 minutes down on JJ's and 25 on Johnny's, so like 20 minutes remaining for Johnny, 15 for JJ, but I can't say with any degree of certainty. So we can have a parting blow from Gast here as he leaves. Obviously, JJ's not overly bothered. He's got Sturdy. Does Sturdy trigger on when you're moving?
Yeah. It's the first time. So this roll that you've seen on the left-hand side here, this is the parting blow against Hoist. The dice roll on the right are Hoist attacks against Cosset.
So Sturdy's gone, and he takes 1 damage.
Yep.
So Hoist on 8, assuming my maths are right.
Taking the momentous push dodge. Bringing Cosset with him.
Grabbing her by the ear or hair.
And no counter-attack declared. Seems a mistake. dodge away.
Yeah.
So he's hit his double gill ball there. That he hasn't got.
That he doesn't have. I don't think we've seen him true rep yet.
Sorry?
Don't think we've seen him true rep yet.
No, we haven't.
Interestingly, as you often see, Hoist following Mother around.
It's for the burrows.
For the burrows. Just haven't seen it taken.
No.
Snapshot from velocity.
Yeah.
So big dice roll coming up.
Yep. Oh, this is grim.
Big dice roll coming up.
If he gets this, he's still got Velocity and Colossus to activate, and Ballista down the middle.
Yep.
And he gets it.
And he nails it.
So 8-6 to John Layfield.
I love snapshots. They're the best.
Look at that. Velocity, Colossus, and Ballista are all still to go. Velocity still in snapshot range. Hoist dodge forwards into range. Give you this second option, or no? No, keep him engaging.
Don't think you need it.
No. It's Johnny there, knocking the ball out into the gill ball scrum.
Also means that at that point, JJ would need momentum from somewhere.
Yeah.
Sitting on the one, it seems like a small thing, but it means that if he gets the lucky landing on it, he can score with minimal influence if he needs to, and minimal interaction from the Morticians player. And just measuring it, obviously he tried to accidentally use match fixing earlier, so he now uses match fixing on that scatter.
Yeah. Going again 5 inches, but this time in the 3.
Not the best direction in the world.
Still not terrible though.
Interestingly on that. Not that it would help, because dodging forward he doesn't have the momentum to do it.
No.
But if he was able to go and scoop the ball and get a snapshot off down the middle to Hoist.
I think you could quite comfortably go with Ballista, pick the ball up, pass it to Colossus.
Just dodge him
4 inches. And it's like we're seeing...
No influence on Graves.
No influence Graves, no influence over there. So Johnny now has to go with someone, get that ball and make a shot. Or get it somewhere safe.
Showing how well I know the game. I'm entirely wrong about seeing this game ever speeding up, because it looks like we're looking at another goal. I think at this point, knowing Johnny as I know Johnny,
well,
he's accepted his fate, and he's aware the only way he wins this game is if the shot that JJ takes after this ball goes in misses. So he's just going to try and get as many VPs as he can to try and force the issue. But he is kind of reliant on a shot missing at this point to still be in the game.
Yeah. 7 inches to there. Is he within range? Just out. He could probably tighten up the angle and get in there.
I would assume so. For the person in the chat who turned up late and wants to know the lineups, JJ has Ballista, Mother, Hoist, Velocity, Colossus, and Harry, and Johnny has Obulus, Dirge, Graves, Cossack, Ghast, and Silence.
No.
Thank you, Sid, for typing those out for us.
Oh, thank you. It's Johnny here now inching forwards rather than 2-inching to get the maximum.
One thing I like that's happened throughout this game is it's been in super tight and precise the entire way through, which sounds like potentially a silly thing to say, but very often in early games and tournaments, it's not quite as clean. And then as soon as it gets towards the end of the game, all of a sudden they start being super clean.
Yeah.
And then it kind of hits this weird point where it's like, oh, so you were okay to say that this was okay earlier, but now it's like more, it means something more.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's an issue, but they've been very polite to each other. I mean, they know each other, they're not strangers. But it's been a really enjoyable game to watch and hear them banter backwards and forwards, though, of course, we can't put the mic through to you guys because they're swearing an awful lot.
Like sailors. Something they were discussing there is I'm not sure if they agreed or not that she can get there because of the fact that because she's sprinting, she can't go over the terrain piece.
She's got to go around it.
She's got to go around it, which we saw didn't get there. Oh, no, they have agreed it.
If they hadn't, I think it's pretty obvious you go for the Obulus snapshot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the right play.
Well, the other one which Johnny was thinking of was that you jog down to where that rough ground is and just punt it into space and play for that kill game then.
Yep.
And 2-dice shot coming up.
2-dice shot.
Needs a 4. Gets it. Boom. So, Johnny back in the lead. 10-8.
10-8.
We say back in the lead for 2 activations, maybe.
And now we see the significance of that.
Scoring first.
Well, obviously scoring first is always great, but I was going to say the lack of the dodge from Hoist.
Yep.
Having that momentum, you just kick it out, get it somewhere near a player.
Yeah, and I agree with I am not Rampus. There have not been enough mascot goals in this game.
No. There's been precisely 0, which is awful.
Yeah. That was what the spot prize for this round was. The first person to score VPs with their mascot.
Yep. Mascot goals are great. We saw Mother hook the ball in turn 1, and we saw Dirge go in and single out and do a bit of damage. At least we saw mascots do something. It's a step in the right direction, but I want more.
Yeah.
I crave more.
You crave more
Active mascots are best mascots.
They're only worth 1 VP, just
I want to see some Truffles goals.
Yeah. Oh,
the quickest mascot. Bringing home the bacon. Sorry. Hoofing the ball the full 10. He wants that on Colossus.
It's the safe side of the pitch.
He wants to justify his Colossus decision here. He wants this ball to get to Colossus and get the goal with Colossus. Yeah. So he can say, I knew that was the right call.
If he scores with Colossus now, that is 3 goals and 3 activations.
That is 3 goals and 3 activations. No, it's not.
No, it's not. That's a lie.
You're lying so much.
No, it is.
No.
Yeah.
No, the first. Well, yeah, but not from the same team.
That yes. Took myself out of it. You got there. Count. You got there. It counts.
I mean, the statement is accurate.
Thank you.
But
that's what matters. The statement is accurate.
Right, you can have that one.
Thank you.
Get into a slapping match on stream. No, you're wrong. So there was a model nudged, just double checking everything's right.
You can see the shakes in John's hands because victory is
exciting. Only potentially 6 more games to go, John.
Yeah. Truffle snapshots, someone wants to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Sounds pretty good to me.
Without bonus time in
it. Sure. That's impossible, but sure. Why not?
You can still make the shot.
It's just guaranteed to fail. That is next level kill ball, though.
That is,
I know I'm going to miss, but I want the ball scatters a mile away. This is perfect. Next level tactics for you there.
Yeah, yep.
Only the best.
So the ball there. I think we're going to see Ballista go collect the ball.
It's got to be just collect the ball, pass it over to Colossus, dodge 4 inches,
Safe. Win in the next activation.
Yeah. There's literally nothing that Johnny can do about this. But as I said, I'm assuming he's aware of that and very much was sort of like,
I need you to miss a goal.
If you miss, I can probably kill someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, if he misses, Obulus can probably finish Harry.
Yeah. But he comes back on, what, 10 health?
10.
I would assume if he misses, then John will take the time to heal him, so back up to 14.
Yeah.
7 influence, 2 damage on the 3rd hit, I believe it is. Obulus.
It's in cover, so only 4 dice. Okay, so maybe not.
4 dice.
It's not entirely likely.
Not likely, and then obviously you get the Rising Anger to kind of make a counter-attack on the next one to push him away.
Well, I don't think that does anything against Obulus. No. I don't think Obulus really cares about the counter-attack. I just don't think he can reliably get the damage he needs. What would he need out of that? Out of 7 influence, he'd need, what, 3, 4 spikes up to that 2 to be able to secure that?
Chat saying Graves can maybe run interference. He could,
not enough.
But not enough. Colossus just walks around him laughing.
Yeah. Does Graves have a knockdown?
I don't think he
If he doesn't, then...
No, he doesn't. He's got a tackle on 1, but close control.
Close control with the extras, with the armor.
Yeah.
You know, the armor cancels out those 2 extra dice, so the wrap, I think I'm right in saying, literally isn't possible.
Yeah, Graves doesn't have anatomical, and that playbook is 6 long. So yeah,
he literally can't. So yeah, he's entirely safe unless he was to opt to bonus time it and hope for the biggest dice spike ever.
Yeah. And even then, because you're not finished your advance, you just walk back in, punch him, tackle. Yeah. Well, I have my shot now. Then get out of here.
So he's going to deadbolt Graves.
So because he's engaged with gas, that would be a 1 dice shot at deadbolt on Graves from Ballista.
JJ falling for the biggest trap.
Yeah, being told by his opponent what the dice maths
Johnny
are.
saying that I think the odds are slightly better on that, and just going, yeah. But I mean, at this, I don't know how big.
So this is a dead ball onto Gast to free himself up.
Okay.
Which he misses.
Nailed it. JJ, you're not allowed to complain about this. Your dice have been red hot all game.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to moan.
Well, he still now has a pass with 3 dice needing a 5. That's still very odds on to get that. I'd take that.
Yeah.
3 dice needing 5s on the pass.
So he wants it for the dodge just to make Johnny's life hard. But
yeah, so it's 4 dice down to 3 because he's engaged, and he misses that as well.
Misses the pass.
And it was 5s because Gast is Graves is engaging Colossus. Black is direction, so it's going 5 inches in the 4, and it's
pretty.
Stops on him.
Intercept.
He intercepts it. They've got a big old 50mm base. You can't avoid that.
Nope.
Yeah, easy ball path.
Interception.
Intercepts, no dodge, but there's no influence to.
Yes.
JJ there swearing at Ballista.
Yeah.
Letting him down in every aspect there. Yeah. Players there just discussing what's going on in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
We're just listening in. Sorry for being quiet there. They drew our attention away. Yeah. See a very full hall here.
Super full. I mean, unfortunately, while we're hidden behind our little desk, we can't really see a huge amount of what's going on. So that camera view that you guys get of the hall is kind of the best we get to see of the hall while we're hidden behind here.
Yeah.
But yeah, rammed.
Very, very busy.
Have we said where we are today?
I don't think we have. We are at the Element Games Northwest Gaming Centre, same one that Vengeance was held at. Yep. So we're in the exact same seats, in the exact same positions. Internet seems to be holding up, touch wood, all the wood. And so hopefully the bitrate's a little bit better.
I was going to say something I was going to mention was last time, obviously, we had a lot of issues with the bitrate, I believe, for those that know about streaming. It was like 500. Now we're at sort of 3,500. So the stream quality isn't exactly there with the quality that the YouTube videos will be, but you should be able to see what's going on a bit better.
Yeah, unlike the squares playing Guild Ball from last time. I think...
the writing on the wall.
Yeah. Chat's called it. Be hilarious when Morticians win after Colossus misses. I don't think that'll happen.
I just don't. I mean, looking at this, Hoist got 8 health, so he's still invincible.
That's like having 20
That's at
health.
least 70 influence required to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Ballista's got 15,
effectively 22
with the
health.
no influence on Graves and no tooled up. You're not chewing through that.
No.
Harry's too far down to be able to get anything going to start getting rid of his 10.
I think that's what he's looking at doing.
Go in, get an unmasking, try and get him close to being shoved off, and then try and shove him off later.
Yeah.
It's probably the easiest way to kill him is just shove him off the pitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, no obvious avenue for the, quote, easy takeout on the table, because the team John took, obviously the easiest player to kill was Harry. Johnny more than aware of that, but...
Did it.
Had to commit a lot to it, and ultimately isn't in a position where everything that was committed to it can get to Harry again to make it happen again.
Looking at the shutout from Silence. That's probably the right call. Means that Velocity has to go. You mean the players are saying shut him out, delay the inevitable.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what's happening, but Graves there just moving in front of him,
so
accepting it.
I think he's probably going to go with Velocity to get as much momentum as he can so he can bonus time. No, he's just going for it. He doesn't want to delay the inevitable. He's just going in.
Well, he can probably sprint around to there, let's take a shot, 3 dice needing 3s, bonus time maybe.
How much influence is on? Is it just the 2?
Got 2. So what?
He's trying to get within 4 of the goal.
We're going to see some measurements here just to make sure.
Yeah.
See if he can walk round. If not, he can always sprint. But if he can walk, he can punch as well. I think he's got the knockdown on 2 hits.
Yeah, I believe so.
Which then disengages him. Yeah, knockdown on 2. Which momentum disengage, and then 5 dice needing a 3. 2, 4, 6.
So he's jogging round to the...
They're the Frozen Forge tokens.
They're very fancy.
Very, very nice. And he's just realised he's got close control, so he can punch Graves without risk of being the ball stripped away.
Yeah.
Try for the knockdown, disengage.
It's the push you need to worry about. It's where the risk comes in. Has he got Stoic, or am I making that up?
Colossus, no, I don't think he has. Oh, no, he has.
Yeah. So he's...
Close control, Stoic.
He's safe
and
from
Graves doesn't have a knockdown.
Here, so. JJ forgetting that he has Stoic.
That's where the commentators sort of moral...
Yeah. So we'll wind him up about it afterwards for those of you in the chat that know JJ and will insist we wind him up. Don't worry, we will. We will wind him up that he has Stoic and that there was no counter-attack that could do anything to him.
So he's decided to sprint it, I think, and he's just going to take the shot. So he's jogged around, taking the shot. If he misses it, he'll punch him.
And he gets the goal, and that is game.
Game.
Very good game there. Very close and tight.
So John Layfield wins 12-10. Very, very good. Why not just take the parting blow? I get another good question. You could.
Yeah, there were so many ways in which he could have gone for that.
Yep. Well, guys, there we have it. Game 1 of the Guild Ball British Championship is over. Victory to the Engineers and John Layfield. Will we see him again in the final game? Who knows?
Who knows? So that's it for Game 1?
Yep.
Game 2?
Game 2, we don't know what that's going to be.
When's that coming up? What time are we?
Game 2, well, there's still 38 minutes left on the round and assume a 15-minute break. So I believe it is due to be happening at 11:40.
Okay, so we'll be back probably just before then to do some discussions.
Do a bit of
hopefully
intro.
we can get some information down on the rosters and stuff and start to speculate who we think they're going to take, because we didn't have time to do that for this one.
Yep.
I'm assuming you will update the social media as to who is playing and what guilds they are playing.
I will do.
You will do?
Yep.
So
Until
that is
then,
Jamie's Dreamy, Emerald, Sewage Water Eyes, and me signing out for the round 1.